He is Roy, and Roy fills up his car every Monday, same gas station, same route, same price range. But this week the price jumps so hard, he checks twice, nothing about his life changed. Same job, same drive. So why is he suddenly paying way more? Because something just broke in the global oil system. Oil didn't disappear, and that's where this gets weird. Because what happened next doesn't follow normal logic. Around 20% of the world's oil flows through a narrow choke point, the Strait of Hormuz. When it shut down, headlines made it sound like a global energy collapse. But here's the contradiction. Global oil supply only dropped about 8%, yet prices, they surged nearly 60%. That's not how this is supposed to work, so what are we missing? The assumption is simple. Less oil equals higher prices, but the system didn't collapse the way people think. Because oil doesn't move through just one route, countries have been preparing for this exact scenario for years. Pipelines, backup ports, alternate shipping paths. Saudi Arabia can redirect oil west. The UAE can bypass the choke point entirely. Even Iran has fallback routes. So yes, supply took a hit, but it didn't break, which creates a bigger problem. If supply didn't collapse, why did prices react like it did? To understand that, you need one idea. Oil doesn't behave like normal products. If cereal prices go up, people switch brands. If phones get expensive, people wait. But oil, you don't have a choice. People still drive to work, trucks still deliver goods, planes still fly. So even if prices rise, demand barely drops. That's called inelastic demand, and it creates a dangerous effect. Small disruptions cause massive price spikes, but even that isn't enough to explain this because something else amplified it. Oil prices aren't just about supply and demand, they're about expectations. And the people shaping those expectations? Commodity traders. These are the players betting billions on where prices go next. And here's the key. They don't wait for reality, they act on what they think will happen. If they believe supply might tighten, they start buying immediately. That pushes prices up before the shortage even happens. So now you get a strange loop. Prices rise because people expect them to rise, but then something happened that made those expectations explode. At first, the market didn't panic. Prices barely moved in the early days because traders believed the conflict would stay limited. But then reality started to shift, and it came from a place most people ignore. Insurance. Oil tankers depend on massive insurance coverage. And when the conflict escalated, insurers started pulling out. No insurance equals ships don't move, not because they physically can't, but because the financial risk is too high. That's when the market realized this isn't temporary, and that belief is what triggered the real price surge. Here's what matters now. Once prices rise because of fear, they don't fall easily because the market has learned something. This system isn't as stable as it looked. The Strait of Hormuz isn't just a route, it's a risk. And now that risk is priced in, so even if supply improves, uncertainty stays, and that's why Roy is still paying more, even when nothing looks broken anymore. So next time gas prices spike, don't just ask what happened, ask this. What are people expecting to happen next? Because in markets like this, belief moves faster than reality, and here's the real question. If just the fear of disruption caused this, what happens if it actually gets worse? Would you drive less or just keep paying more? I want to know. What would you actually change if gas doubled again? Tell me in the comments.